I'm Charlie. Welcome to Moving Home with Charlie, and thank you for coming.
Don't overpay. Do buy, but don't overpay.
That's why I say disregard the guff. I'm off out to go and meet up with Alex for lunch, and I want to talk to him about the phenomenon of comfortably off people just being either very unwilling and reluctant to accept the reality of life for people on low incomes and what that means for the economy as a whole, or whether they're not just reluctant, it just doesn't go in. Because I think this single phenomenon, more than any other, is going to lead to the most people being caught out by what happens in this downturn. And when people look back and say, God, I can't believe it's as bad as it's turned out, this will be the reason why. More than anything else, it'll be this. That's what I think. Let's go and talk to Alex, see what he thinks. I'm in Putney High Street with my quant guy, Alex.
Hello, Johnny.
The Stig of the housing industry, who you will not see on camera. He's too important for public.
Wandering these dirty pavements.
Yeah. So we're going to walk down Putney High Street and just take a look at the state of a high street.
We may as well stay actually on this side as we go down.
Okay.
So if you look over there, you've got that empty brown shop. That used to be a tanning salon, which of course during COVID...
The empty brown shop?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
During COVID, closed down.
Empty.
Here you had a nightclub and bar. It's a litany of places that were very popular at one time. So that was a Byron Burger.
Byron Burger went bust, and a long time ago. It hasn't been let since.
And what we've got instead is you see that Wok Wok and Soul Flame, etc.
Yeah.
These are all little pop-ups serving Deliveroo. So they've been here a while now.
Okay.
But most of their orders are actually Deliveroo stuff.
Okay. Good to see the Odeon's still there. I remember going to that cinema back in the day.
And it's an Odeon Luxe now, so you get big double seats that recline. Very nice. And incredibly, snappy snaps in the age of digital photography still exist.
Yeah.
That's been there forever. How? How do they still survive? Now over here, as we look down Lower Richmond Road, you've got a whole bunch of empty
closed.
There was a gourmet burger kitchen. There were a whole range of Putney cycles. All of them are gone.
I remember. I used to spend quite a lot of time here 30 years ago.
You had a sort of weird gentleman's outfitters in this little place. Yeah. Italian menswear. But
how long has that been closed?
About 6 months, I guess. Most of these have gone quite recently. This used to be Jessop's, the camera shop, and of course Jessop's went bust.
Yeah.
And now you've got, you can see the quality of the merchandise.
And the weird thing is, of course, that we're in a very prosperous borough of southwest London.
Yep. This used to be, what's that, pills, vitamins and stuff.
Oh yeah, Herbalife. No, Holland and Barrett.
Yeah. Now they've actually moved premises, but they've let no one's come here. This was upsetting. So you had a massive M&S here.
M&S in Putney isn't.
And it was there forever. I mean,
do you think is that because rents got too high for them to make it?
M&S had massive structural problems financially. They've been getting rid of assets left, right, and centre, and concentrating on the mini M&S.
Do you think they would have owned that, or would they have been a lease on that?
Lease, I would expect.
These guys are shutting down.
Yep. And now, if you look to your right, what has come back and really opened the place up is Lidl.
Right.
They are competing directly with Waitrose in the exchange, and Lidl are winning. You can actually see that. In this borough, Lidl is more popular than Waitrose because Waitrose is just too expensive.
If you can't make a high street viable in a prosperous borough of southwest London where house prices are.
Well, look at the quality of the shops. I mean, we're not talking about high-end retail here. And just next to that tanning shop there was a really nice Italian, southern Italian Puglia type sort of place for pastries and gelato. And instead, you now have the chicken shop.
As soon as it started to
Chicken shop. Yeah. These are all new. Things like the chicken shop, things we just walked past.
So what was over there?
That was the nice Italian place.
And do you know what that was?
I have no idea. Oh, it was a vaping shop, I think.
A vaping shop.
But all of these ones you see here have popped up in the last 6 months to a year. So they're new money chancing their arm.
Okay.
And they will fail.
Metro Bank.
They've been here a while. They've been here since pre-COVID.
They've had a few challenges, haven't they? I can't remember them.
I don't understand quite how they managed to spring up everywhere, but hey.
With expensive high street premises.
Yep. Now there are empty units in the exchange, which hasn't happened since 2007.
Okay.
But we're not going to wander through there
because normally resale outlets are fighting each other, aren't they, to get hold of a pitch?
Well, you get all your security, you get everything in there, and you've got all the customers for the other shops. So this is where Holland & Barrett relocated. So they're a success story.
Okay. I wonder. I mean, to me, that's quite a luxury, expensive herbal stuff. A real bank branch, Lloyd's Bank. Mobile fix, they've shut down.
Although my branch of TSB closed, but such is life. Elite phone store next to yet another empty shop, which used to be a dentist.
So all the Carphone warehouse. I mean, there used to be one of those here, I remember.
Yes, that's gone. And you can see there are less empty shops here because we're heading up to the station. So they have more people, footfall.
It's something I wouldn't have noticed if you hadn't pointed it out.
Well, when you live here, you see the changing face.
Yeah.
And over on the right-hand side, there's another tanning shop that's gone bust. They're closed now to keep the sun. And we start the charity shops from here on up.
Oh, so it's charity, okay. Final clearance sale.
Yep.
Mountain Warehouse.
Although, I think they've said that about 5 times over the last 3 years.
Yeah.
And then, over COVID, we got a pool.
Ooh.
Yes, suddenly we had really high end. Next to a Tesco's and a Greggs.
Yes. Well, do you know what that one was?
That was Bill's restaurant.
Bill's?
Yep. Bill's closed. See all the charity shops because they don't have to pay the
business rates?
Business rates, yes.
Closing down.
Yep.
Subway.
Now, our addiction to internet shopping has made convenience very convenient. But
also, I mean, retail premises are expensive. Just the overhead, never mind the rent. Just the.
Well, it's not just the rent.
The rates.
It's the rates that blow it. The rates are almost as high as the rent.
It's closed over there.
Again, another nice restaurant. That was, those Angel restaurants. There's one in Battersea.
They were all employing people.
Yep. And now we enter estate agent land, and you'll like this because I think there are 10 estate agents within the next 100 metres.
Well, it makes sense for them all to be together. You know that.
So we've got Dexter's.
Yeah, that used to be a client of mine. Oh, Dexter's was a client of mine.
Okay.
When there were only 5 offices, they're now 130 offices, 140 offices. Biggest estate agent in London. Yeah, Foxton's on the corner has been there. Halifax.
Foxton's, you've got the Barnett Marcus as we head left here.
Foxton's. Yeah, and there
Chesterton's, James Anderson, Alan Fuller, and over here we've got Savills.
Yeah, and then Winkworth next to them as well. Yeah,
and then
what's that?
So how many is
they closed that office? Is they? Yeah. Haven't relocated. Oh, maybe.
And that's that for Putney High Street.
It's not a good time to talk about your current accommodation challenges.
In what respect?
For the fact that you're renting.
Yeah,
you've been renting here for 10 years.
I'm waiting for the landlord to come back. I've just heard from the agent saying, do you want to extend your contract? It's like, well, yeah, that depends on how much it's going to be. And I'm waiting for the landlord to come back. I mean, he's been my landlord for 10 years.
Has he ever how many times have you had a price increase?
Not once, but we were paying a little over the odds to begin with.
Okay. So nothing in 10 years. That's good.
No, it's impressive.
Yeah.
And he is a GP,
which must mean that you're a good tenant. Otherwise you wouldn't
he's
still be there.
desperate to keep us. But I think that we'll see what happens because he is a GP.
Yeah.
And he must be about 76, 77 now, I think. And obviously I've known him 10 years.
Brazilian Naval Commission in Europe. This is about one of the most random things I've ever seen in London.
He's got lots of properties in Putney. He is, that's what his retirement was as unsurprisingly, he's a 78-year-old ex-GP.
Yeah.
And I don't know what he's going to do with his property portfolio. And I don't know what he's going to do about the rent. he was very smart, and last year he sold his own big house and moved he and his wife onto their boat. Yes.
Have you been paying for their boat for 10 years?
Well, I'm hoping I've been paying for the flat for 10 years,
Yes.
given that I have paid off any mortgage that he could possibly have had on it
Yes.
over that time period.
Yeah.
Which I hope is going to give him some leeway, not to turn around and say, oh yes, well, I'd like to raise your rent by 50%.
Okay, it's interesting. And do you know, in percentage terms, what you think would be fair, and you'd be happy to?
Well, and this is the question, what is fair? If you were to take inflation, you'd say, well, look, come on, mate.
No, sorry. Can I just stop you? Because I think fair, in the context of a successful 10-year tenancy, when I'm assuming you've never trashed it, you've never.
No,
I mean,
no.
it's in immaculate condition.
Yeah.
It's in immaculate, and you've probably never not paid your rent.
No.
Right. So you said 0 voids in 10 years. You've been a perfect tenant,
Yeah.
literally. That is relevant into what's fair,
No.
right?
Okay, I can't tell you what is fair. What I can tell you is I've done a lot of research on the area in Putney, and I have seen that over the last 3 to 4 years, rents appear, from what they're being posted out at the moment, and there are very few places to rent, that's part of the problem,
Yeah.
is in this area, there isn't much supply at the moment.
So what? So in percentage terms, how much more would your place go for now?
50%.
If it was 50% more than you're paying now.
Yeah.
Okay. Been empty for a while when you see signs like that, and you know that. It's amazing because there were literally queues of people waiting to take any retail premises.
Now, these new ones have come in, but I've seen the cycle over the last couple of years. I don't think they'll last.
Well, no, this is what I was about to say. No one's been anticipating a downturn.
No.
And a lot of these places that are new, I mean, I think the restaurant failure rate is 80% anyway.
Yes. Yeah, restaurants are always.
80, 90%.
But
yeah.
when you see a Bill's close down, you know, Bill's is
Yeah,
one of those
yeah, yeah.
stable, and you would have thought in this area there's lots of relatively young professionals with kids. Bill's is the perfect place to go for a fish finger sandwich
Yeah.
or a Sunday breakfast.
Yeah. Another illuminating conversation. Thanks, Alex.